From Veronica. I'm a black female conservative, and I've noticed a disturbing trend among white conservative males who insist on using the N-word. I've noticed this too. Their reasons for using it are that the word doesn't bother them. Black people use it with each other, so to say a white person can't say it is racist. These are usually ignorant guys who, for example, see black colleges as racist, completely ignorant of history and why those colleges exist. The entitlement and arrogance is frustrating. And the fact that these white men have made the right to say the N-word their free speech hill to die on makes me feel that they really are racist deep down. I feel very alone, especially when fellow conservatives don't help and speak up for me and other blacks. I don't want to be wary of interacting with non-blacks, but honestly, I've been called the N-word more in the past 2 years than I have all my life, and I'm 30. This is also why I haven't left California, because at least leftist crazies won't justify calling me a racial slur. Veronica, I'm really glad you wrote in on this, because I've noticed this too, and I have to say I've experienced it in my youth. It's a long time ago now, where I twice made a joke using the N-word in the presence of a black friend, and meaning to include them in my life, because I would make jokes about my Irish friends and my Italian friends, and meaning to include them as one of the gang, not quite realizing the pain that was suffering. And it is one of the things, we all have things in our lives that we wake up in the middle of the night and regret and wish we could take back, and that is one of them. But this isn't in keeping with the theme of the show that I've been talking about today, is our reactionary anger and allowing our enemies to define us by making us angry. And here's what I think is happening here. And I don't actually think it is racism, although it has a racist undercurrent to it. But let me explain what I think is happening. The left has taken this word and made it the only dirty word in the world. You can now go on CNN and, curse, and that shows how strong and, solid you are. But even a New York Times reporter who is even discussing the use of the N-word and whether it was ethical to use the word, and then used the word in the course of that discussion without any racist connotation at all, lost his job because of it. And so they have demonized this word and given it a kind of magic power of evil that makes free men, especially men, because men are especially concerned with their liberty and their rights, it makes them feel like, well, damn it, if that's the thing that I can't do, that you who have lied to me about everything, who mistreat me, who abuse me, who give me mask mandates, who are trying to take away my freedom, if you are telling me that this is the one word I can't use, well, by God, I'm going to use it just to show you that I'm free, and after all, black people use it. And that is allowing, you're right, Veronica, that is allowing anger to define you. It is allowing other people to make the rules for you. You think you're being free, but in fact, you're being enslaved by your anger, by saying something that is hurtful to another person. And it is hurtful, and the history of it is different. I think the thing we all have to understand, I think as conservatives, we should understand this more than anybody, is that most people came to this country from the place that they were being abused. But for black people, this is the place they were being abused. And the only thing that's going to set them free of that abuse is their grace. They have to do it. We can't do it for them. We can't apologize enough. We can't give them money enough. We can't do anything. We cannot fix the past. Black people are just going to have to let it go in love and in grace. And I understand, and I think a lot of thoughtful people understand, that that is a little extra step that black people have to take into assimilation. And so a little bit of respect, a little bit of restraint, a little bit of understanding goes a long way. And you're right. It's just that the left has made people so angry with their hyper-restrictiveness, specifically about this word, that it has become a sign of freedom among right males, especially, to use the word, and they're wrong. And they think it means they're being free, but it really means they're letting their anger at the left define them and turn them into something that they shouldn't be. And I think that I hope we wake up from that delusion, because you're right, Veronica, it's wrong. I don't know what to say to you, except I'm sorry it's happening. But you shouldn't understand it as actual necessary racism. I think it's more frustration with the left's complete hammering about racism over and over and over again. It gives the people, especially young men, a sense of rebellion. And I think it has more to do with the rebellion than it has to do with your race.